Ask yourself next time you're in traffic or you're at the lineup at the grocery store or wherever something, that resistance can arise. Ask yourself, step out of the stream of thinking, take a breath or two or three, even better. Allow yourself to reset, and it'll happen many times, probably for the rest of your life, where you have to step out, realign yourself, until ultimately it becomes natural. A good criteria to observe within yourself to see if you are at ease or peaceful is to see if you are in acceptance. There's some enthusiasm and there's some enjoyment. So acceptance, enthusiasm, and enjoyment. If you notice that that's there while you're doing the laundry, while you're fixing a flat tire, acceptance, enjoyment, enthusiasm. Just recognizing those three within yourself ultimately is a criteria for peace and presence and enjoyment. But if you notice within yourself, you take a look, how am I feeling? You ask yourself, what is my state of consciousness at this point, right now? And if you notice that there's frustration, anger, resistance, those are like the opposite of acceptance, enjoyment, and enthusiasm. So, throughout the things you do, recognize that acceptance, enjoyment, and enthusiasm are one of the main criteria to see if you are aligned with that present moment or with that situation or with whatever you're doing. Now, if there isn't any acceptance, enjoyment, or enthusiasm, what can you do? You can step out of that stream of resistance that's usually caused by thinking. So you step out of the thinking by taking a breath. The body usually uses that. Have you noticed sometimes you won't even be thinking about breathing or paying attention to breathing, and your body goes, it's like a reset. It does it on its own as well. But when you become aware of it, that you're breathing, you can use it consciously, and the body won't need so much. It does a big one, it does a yawn sometime too. It probably can also mean other things, but at the same time it's looking for more oxygen in the brain. So stepping out of that resistance, thinking, frustrating thinking, anger thinking can reset you, and you can align back with the acceptance, enjoyment, and enthusiasm that comes with being present during situations, during whatever you're doing. And you may even notice, you may see someone who isn't in acceptance, they're not enthusiastic, and they're not in enjoyment. Will you go up to them and say, get into acceptance, enjoyment, and enthusiasm? At that point, they would have to learn to step out of that negative stream of thinking, back into the present moment. You don't have to think of acceptance, enjoyment, enthusiasm, but it just becomes aligned with you. Because if you're thinking about acceptance, enjoyment, enthusiasm, then you're thinking about it. You're not in acceptance and enjoyment and enthusiasm. You're in thinking. So ask yourself next time you're in traffic or you're at the lineup at the grocery store or wherever something, that resistance can arise. Ask yourself, step out of the stream of thinking, Take a breath or two or three, even better. Allow yourself to reset, and it'll happen many times, probably for the rest of your life, where you have to step out, realign yourself, until ultimately it becomes natural, and then it'll probably be most challenging during bigger situations. I've had bigger situations where someone hit the car and I could feel a surge of just energy. At that point, it was just energy. It wasn't negative. It was just energy. But I recognized that I had to go a little deeper with that situation and realign myself, 2 or 3 conscious breaths, and then I spoke to the person. They were not in acceptance, enjoyment, and enthusiasm. So you probably have an idea how that went. It was fine ultimately because I didn't react to their non-acceptance, not being enthusiastic and not being an enjoyment. I remained in that, and then I gradually seen them step into it with me, and it was a wonderful interaction that we had. Yes, we had to take care of the cars and everything, but it wasn't like the normal way, which is kind of insane, of how people interact during a car accident. Enjoyment, acceptance, and enthusiasm. The 3 main points to being consciously aware and at ease throughout your life. Thank you.